Now this is the second part of the Prayoga chapter. First part we studied the Kartru Karma Kriya. Then we studied the Sakarmaka Akarmaka Vyavastha. Now we are coming to the third part of this lesson where we are trying to understand the types of prayogas in Sanskrit. Now in Sanskrit, we are at the end of this lesson, we'll be learning how many types of prayogas are there. We'll be learning the rules of each of these prayogas, which we will summarize in the form of a table. Now in the English language, we have two types of voices which everybody knows: active voice, passive voice. In Sanskritam, we have three voices: active, passive, and an impersonal voice. Now, they are called as Kartari Prayogaha, Karmani Prayogaha, Bhave Prayogaha. Samskrite Prayogaha Trividhaha. Kartari Prayogaha, Karmani Prayogaha, Bhave Prayogascha iti. Now we will understand what do we mean by Kartari Prayoga, what do we mean by Karmani Prayoga, what do we mean by Bhave Prayoga. What is the actual concept? Please observe this with rapt attention. Listen to this with great concentration and focus. Do not get diverted. Now, Kumbhakaraha. Kumbhakaraha kim karoti? Kumbhakaraha ghatam karoti. Kumbhakaraha kim karoti? Kumbhakaraha ghatam karoti. The potter does the pot. Atra asmin vakye कस्य प्राधान्यं वर्तते इत्युक्ते विवक्षा अनुगुणं कुंभकारः घटं करोति. कुंभकारः घटं करोति इत्यस्मिन् वाक्ये कर्तुः प्राधान्यम् अस्ति. Now in this sentence, potter does the pot. The intent of the communicator who is communicating this sentence is to indicate that the parts, there is an action called creation of parts, and that action cannot be done by everybody. Only that person who is a kumbhakara, who is skilled in that kind of an action, does this kind of pot making, or he can only do, he is a potter, he can do this very nicely. So karta here, kumbhakara, the pradhanya in this sentence, the importance in this kind of a sentence is given to kumbhakara who is making the pot, or he is the karta. So wherever there is a kartuhu pradhanyam, so there are sentences where there will be kartuhu pradhanyam. When we tell potter does the pot, the intent of the communicator is to communicate that it is the potter who can make the pot, and he is the karta, and he is doing this kind of action. And it is also to indicate that the action of making the pot is being done by the potter, and potter is the pradhana in that sentence. The intent of the communicator is like that. Now let us take the same sentence in a different way. Now we see a pot and then say gataha kriyate. The next question will be kena kriyate? Kumbhakarena kriyate. Ghata, when the ghatakaranam becomes important, when the action of making the pot becomes important, not the action, when the pot becomes important, then the karma, the object that is being made is important. So when you have to indicate in a communication the importance of the object, then that sentence will have karma pradhanya. And in this kind of a sentence, kumbhakarena gataha kriyate, gataha is we are trying to give importance to the object which is gata. The intent of the communicator is to communicate that gata is being created. Now let us see one more sentence. Mata dadati. Mata kim dadati? Mata jalam dadati. So here the importance in this case is to the mother and kartuhu pradhanyam. Similarly, in the other sentence, jalam diyate, jalam diyate, kim diyate, jalam diyate. Importance is to the jala. Takram diyate, jalam diyate, summer time. What is being given? Water, takra, water or buttermilk or whatever is being given. The importance we are trying to give is to the object. Then we say Kaya jalam diyate, matra jalam diyate, that is the next part. So the importance is kim diyate iti tatra pradhanyam vartate. Ataha karmanaha pradhanyam asmin vakye vartate. Now by this we can clearly understand wherever there is a kartuhu pradhanyam, it is kartari prayoga. Wherever there is a karmanaha pradhanyam, it is karmani prayoga. In English also it is called active voice and passive voice. Active voice means karta, the doer is active. In passive voice, the doer is inactive. The object becomes active. It is called passive voice. So, but all this, if you understand through Sanskritam, we will understand it better. Karmanaha pradhanyam yatra asti, tatra karmani prayogaha. Kartuhu pradhanyam yatra asti, tatra kartari prayogaha. Okay, sir, we have understood this kartari and karmani little bit. The intent of the communicator. So it all depends on the intent of the communicator. But what is this in Sanskritam? We have one more prayoga called bhave prayoga. What is this word bhave? What is it? If you want to understand that, we will just play this video. Now, Pushpani Vikasanti. In this video, we saw the Pushpani Vikasanti, the blooming of the flowers. If the intent of the communicator is to tell what is that which is blooming, which is kartuhu pradhanyam, then it becomes pushpani vikasanti. Now, let us see the same video. If the intent of the communicator is to indicate the kriya pradhanya, the action of blooming. Now, I showed this video because the action of blooming is wonderful. And when we see this action, we want to highlight the pradhanya of the kriya. That is the vivaksha, or that is the intent of the communicator. Now, when we want to highlight the pradhanya of kriya and say vikasyate, pushpani vikasyate, when we want to highlight the pradhanya of kriya, we will not say pushpani vikasyate. The action of vikasanam, the act of blooming is important. So we will say pushpaihi vikasyate. I will come to the rules. We will come to the rules, etc. Now, this is a case where we want to indicate the action as being dominant or action as being pradhana. Now, in such cases where there is no kartuhu pradhanya or karmanaha pradhanya, or there is no karma padam only, and the action is important, such a case is bhave prayoga, which is a unique case in Sanskrit language. Now the summary is yatra kartuhu pradhanyam bhavati tatra kartari prayogaha, where the importance is given by the communicator to karta, and that we know from the rules of the grammar and from the way the sentence is being communicated. We will know the what is the importance being given, to whom is the importance being given. the, if the importance is being given to the karta, it is called kartari prayoga. If the importance is being given to the object or karma, it is karmani prayoga. If the importance is given to the kriya, it is called bhave prayoga. Bhava means dhatvartha. The word bhava means bhavo nama dhatvartha. The meaning of the kriya is called bhava. Therefore, this particular prayoga is called bhave prayoga, and it is very special to Sanskrit language. Just like how dvivachanam is very special to Sanskrit language, bhave prayoga is also very special to Sanskrit language. Now, this is the summary of Kartari Karmani and Bhave Prayoga, the concept of this. So finally, it is the communicator's intent to indicate or communicate which is important for him. And in that sentence, he tries to communicate. Now let us come to the rules of Kartari, Karmani and Bhave Prayoga. Now, Kumbhakaraha Ghatang Karoti ityasmin vakye. Kumbhakaraha, we have studied the vibhaktis, we have studied the lakaras. Kumbhakara is Prathama Vibhakti, Ekavachanam, and Kumbhakara is the Kartrupadam, it is Prathama Vibhaktiyantam. So in Kartari Prayoga, we understand from this sentence that Kartrupada is in Prathama Vibhakti in Kartari Prayoga. If we come to the Karma Pada, Kumbhakaraha Ghatam Karoti, Karma Padam, Ghatam is Karma Padam, it is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. So we understand that the object is in Dvitiya Vibhakti in Kartari Prayoga. Now coming to the verb. Now we said that in Kartari Prayoga, the importance is given to the Karta. How do we understand that the importance is given to the Karta? The only way of understanding that is to see the Kriya Pada and understand. Kumbhakaraha Ghatam Karoti. What is this Kriya Pada? Kri Dhatu, Latlakara, Prathama Purusha, Ekvachana. This Kriya Pada is, why did we use Latlakara, Prathama Purusha, Ekvachana? Why did we not use Yushmat Shabda, that is the Madhyam Purusha, Ekvachana, or Uttam Purusha, Ekvachana? We didn't use Madhyam Purusha, Ekvachana because the subject was not Tvam. We didn't use Uttam Purusha Ekavachana because the subject was not Aham. So we used the Kriya Pada in accordance with the subject. We understood who is the subject. Now Kumbhakara is the doer of the action or the Karta, and he is in Ekavachana, and he is not a Tvam or an Aham, which means he is the third person, which means we have to use the Kriya Pada in accordance to that principle, and the Kriya Pada is following the Karta. So the only way of understanding, or the best way of understanding in the Vakya whether the Karta is Pradhana or Karma is Pradhana is by looking at the Kriya Pada. When we look at the Kriya Pada and see if the Kriya Pada is following the Kartrupada, then we term it as Kriya Kartuhu Pradhanya. Kartuhu Pradhanyam Tasmin Vakye Vartate. एवं कर्तरी प्रयोगे क्रियापदस्य स्थितिः का भवति? कर्तरी प्रयोगे क्रियापदं कर्तृपदम् अनुसरति. यथा करोति इति क्रियापदं कुम्भकारः इति कर्तृपदम् अनुसरति. करोति इति क्रियापदं कुम्भकारः इति कर्तृपदम् अनुसरति. Now suppose if in the same sentence, if there were many Kumbhakaras, Kumbhakaraha Ghatam Kurvanti, we would have said. So that Kurvanti is following not the Ghatam, but it is following the Kumbhakaraha. Kumbhakaraha is Bahuvachanam. Therefore, kurvanti will be bahuvachanam. So, which means the pradhanya in the sentence can be understood by looking at the kriya pada and analyzing whether it is following whom it is following, which pada it is following. Based on that only we can decide. So the rule finally comes to that in Kartari Prayoga, Kriya Pada will follow Kartrupada. The intent of the communicator or the intent of the person who is telling the sentence will be to indicate the pradhanya of Karta. That is why he will use Kumbhakaraha Gatam Karoti. If the if the intention of the communicator is to indicate the pradhanya of the karma, it will be the different sentence which we will be seeing now. Now coming to the passive voice or karmani prayoga, kumbhakarena gataha kriyate. Now the intention of the communicator is to tell that the object is important. So now in this case, the kartrupadam will be in tritiya vibhakti. We see here Kumbhakarena Ramena. So it is Tritiya Vibhakti, and that is the rule. In Karmani Prayoga, the Kartrupadam is in Tritiya Vibhakti, whereas the Karma Padam will be in Prathama Vibhakti. Kumbhakarena Gataha. Before it was in Kartari Prayoga, it was Gatam. In Karmani Prayoga, it is Gataha. So in Karmani Prayoga, Karma Padam is in Prathama Vibhakti. Now, if we come to the Kriya Padam, this is the most important point. Now, the intent of the communicator is to give importance to the karma. So, the Kriya should follow the karma. Kriya, now Ghataha is not Yushmat Shabda. Ghataha is not Asmat Shabda. Therefore, Madhyama Purusha and Uttama Purusha will not come. Therefore, Prathama Purusha has to come, and it has to be Ekavachana because there is only one part that is being made, Ghataha. Therefore, it becomes Kriyate. The further rules we will study a little bit later. How did it become Kriyate is something which we will study later. So, Kumbhakarena Ghataha Kriyate. So, as per this rule, the Kriya Pada will follow the Karma Pada in Karmani Prayoga. And most important observation is there it was Karoti, here it became Kriyate. So the Kriya Pada here shall be in Atmanepadi only. Now in Bhave Prayoga, the most important thing is Bhave Prayoga occurs only for Akarmaka Dhatus. Pushpaihi Vikasyate. Now the Kartrupada here is, if we ask Pushpaihi Kim Vikasyate, we won't get the answer. Therefore, there is no karma pada in this, or this dhatu does not have the ability to take a karma pada. Therefore, this is an akarmaka dhatu. Pushpaihi vikasyate will become in Pushpaihi vikasyate. Kartrupadam Pushpaihi is in Tritiya Vibhakti. However, here in this case it is Bahuvachanam. Vachanam is not the consideration. Anyway, Tritiya Vibhakti. The karma pada is not there in this sentence. Bhave prayoge karma padam nasti. Karma padam na bhavati. Karma pada is absent in bhave prayoga. Now, what is the status of the kriya pada? If kriya pada is pradhanya in this case, a unique status is given to the kriya pada. What is that status? It should always be in prathama purusha ekavachana, and it will not follow kartrupada or karma pada. So karma pada will not at all be there. It is wrong to put karma pada. Karma padam eva na bhavati. Tatra kartrupadam na anusarati. It will neither follow kartrupadam, it will not follow kartrupadam. That is how it should be. So coming once again to the impersonal voice. In Pushpaihi Vikasyate, the Kriyapada sthana is very important. So since the Kriyapada pradhanya is to be given in the sentence, the rule of grammar says that the Kriyapada has to be in Prathama Purusha Ekavachana, and it will not follow the Kartrupada, and it will be in Atmanepadi only. So that way we are giving importance to the kriya. When we say pushpaihi vikasate, the intent of the communicator is to highlight the vikasana kriya of the highlight and show that the vikasana kriya is important. So, and it is in Atmanepadi, and it will be Prathama Purusha Ekavachana only. We will understand this more when we do the conversion and sentences. These rules we will understand. So, if we now summarize this in the form of a table, this is a very important table. I would advise everybody to write this table in the notebook and keep it. I will give you time as and when I explain. You can probably make a chart and write this table in the notebook, because this table is going to be very useful for the entire chapter for the next 3 days to do all conversions, etc. Without this table, we will not be able to do anything. So request all of you to take your pen, pencil, notebook and write down this table. So there are 3 prayogas: Kartari prayoga, Karbadi prayoga and Bhave prayoga. Now, as we studied that in Kartari prayoga, Kartuhu pradhanyam is there. So in Kartari prayoga, the Kartrupadam will be Prathama Vibhakti, Karma Padam will be Ditya Vibhakti, Kriya Padam will follow Kartrupadam, and it can be in Parasmaipadi or Atmanepadi also. How come, sir, it can be Atmanepadi? Because there are some dhatus which do not have Parasmaipadi forms. They have only Atmanepadi forms. Therefore, it can be Parasmaipadi or Atmanepadi. Now, Samskrita Bhashayam vadami chet, Kartari prayoge kartuhu pradhanyam asti. Kartari prayoge kartrupadam prathama vibhaktyantam bhavati. Karmapadam dvitiya vibhaktyantam bhavati. Kriyapadam kartrupadam anusarati. Kriyapadam parasmai padini atmane padini va bhavitum arhati. Coming to the karmani prayoga. Karmani prayoge karmanaha pradhanyam. Kartrupadam will be in tritiya. Karma padam will be in prathama vibhakti. Kriya padam will follow karma padam, and it will be only in Atmanepadi. How come, sir, Parasmaipadi dhatus, some dhatus which are only in Parasmaipadi, how do we make it Atmanepadi? There is a step to make that Atmanepadi, and there is a process to make that. We will add Yakara and make it a Atmanepadi dhatus. We will take the help of Atmanepadi pratyas only there. We will study this when we do the examples. Now, in Karmani Prayoga, Samskrita Bhashayam vadami, Karmani Prayoge Karmanaha pradhanyam vartate, Karmani Prayoge Kartrupadam tritiya vibhaktyantam bhavati, Karmapadam prathama vibhaktyantam bhavati, Kriyapadam Karmapadam anusarati, Kriyapadam Atmane padini eva bhavati, Madhye Yakaraha Keshanchana dhatunam agachati. Now, Bhave Prayoga, Kriyayaha pradhanyam, Karmapadam na bhavati, Kriyapadam Prathama Purusha Ekavachane eva bhavati, Madhye Yakaraha Atmanepadini eva bhavati. So in Bhave Prayoga, the Kartrupada is in Tritiya Vibhakti, Karmapada is not there, and the Kriyapada will be in Atmanepadi only, and the Pradhanya is given to the Kriya here.